What if tonight the sky itself tested you? Not with fire, not with thunder, but with a blood-red moon that decides who awakens and who stays asleep. This eclipse isn't a show, it's a door. And once it closes, your chance is gone. Are you ready to face what's waiting on the other side? Imagine a door in the heavens slowly unlocking. With each breath, the handle turns, the hinges groan, and the red light of a blood moon spills through like fire, flooding a darkened room. This is not just an eclipse. It is the sky itself testing whether you are awake enough to see the difference between shadow and signal. Most people will stare up, take a photo, and scroll on. But you, if you're still here, are already different. You've been called to notice. Before we dive deeper, do one thing. Hit like and subscribe. Not just as a button press, but as a way to signal the universe, and yes, even YouTube, that you are ready to stand apart from the distracted masses. When you interact, it tells the algorithm this message must travel, and perhaps it places you among the very ones chosen to carry it forward. Tonight is not a performance in the sky, it's a trial. The question is no longer what will happen to the moon, but what will happen to you under it. Stay with me, because what's coming next is far stranger, far darker, and far more important than most can even imagine. Standing at the crossroads of fire. This blood moon is not just a glowing spectacle. It is a gate, a spiritual border where the universe whispers, "Prove yourself." Imagine standing at a bridge suspended over a raging river. Some will walk across with steady steps, while others will freeze, distracted by the roar below. This eclipse is that bridge. It tests whether your eyes are sharp enough to see through the fog or whether you'll drift back into sleep. You might ask, how can the sky test me? Isn't it just light and shadow? The answer is simple. The moon doesn't change, it changes you. The eclipse reflects your state of awareness like a mirror dipped in blood. If you are distracted, you'll see nothing but red light. If you are awake, you'll see the threshold, a doorway hidden inside that red glow. Many will shrug this night off as coincidence, just another cosmic show. But for a chosen few, this is the moment reality cracks open. Will you step through or remain standing outside while the portal closes? Remember, tests don't announce themselves. They arrive quietly, but their results echo forever. The law you dare not break. Every turning point in history has carried an unspoken law, and tonight, under the red glow, that law is carved into the sky. Do not betray your inner voice. The blood moon is not just a painting above your head, it is a door. And when a door this powerful opens, hesitation is not caution, it is self-sabotage. Think of a soldier frozen on the battlefield. 1 second of doubt can cost everything. The same is true here. If you feel the urge to speak your truth, to cut ties, to leap into something new, you cannot dismiss it as random. That nudge is the key, and keys are useless if you refuse to turn them. You may wonder, what happens if I ignore it? The answer is simple. The portal closes. You remain trapped in the same cycle while others move forward. The eclipse itself is not the danger. It's your denial that carries the weight. When the moon bleeds red, it does not come to entertain. It comes to separate. Those who act become awakened. Those who shrug it off return to sleep. Tonight, the cost of ignoring your intuition is everything. The sky written in blood. When the moon turns crimson, it is not simply light bending through Earth's shadow. It is a letter written in fire, addressed to those who dare to look deeper. Red has always been the color of life and loss, war and victory, endings and the fierce birth of beginnings. Tonight, The heavens dip their brush in blood and paint across the sky a reminder. We are fragile, we are mortal, and yet we stand inside something far larger than ourselves. You might think, isn't this just science? Just the Earth's shadow? Science explains the mechanics, but not the meaning. The blood moon is not random. It is a seal, a stamp from the cosmos saying, this moment is chosen. So are you. Think of ancient kings who sealed decrees in red wax. The blood moon is the same, except the message is not for a kingdom. It is for your soul. It is both funeral and birth, an ending marked with fire and a doorway carved in shadow. You are not watching by accident. The sky does not waste such spectacle on those who are meant to sleep. It chose you to see. The scarlet mark that stays. The blood moon is not just a reminder that we live and die. It is proof that every transformation demands a cost. Tonight, the sky does not give you beauty without asking for something in return. It burns a mark, subtle but permanent, onto those who dare to notice. You may wake tomorrow and feel it immediately. The chaos in your mind untangles, and thoughts once knotted fall neatly into place. Decisions that once seemed impossible suddenly feel like destiny. Or it may strike as courage, the strength to walk away from the chains that drained you for years, or the fire to finally claim the dream you kept buried in fear. The blood moon doesn't whisper politely. It is not a gentle tap on the shoulder. It is a blade etching truth into your soul, whether you invited it or not. Some will mistake this shift as coincidence, but deep down you'll know better. The mark is there, invisible yet undeniable. This night will not leave you untouched. Like a brand pressed into flesh, the red eclipse engraves its signature on your spirit, forever reminding you, you cannot return to who you were before. The chosen and the blind. Not everyone will feel the blood moon's grip. Many will rise tomorrow unchanged, shrugging it off as nothing more than a passing glow in the sky, a spectacle to photograph and forget. For them, the eclipse will be entertainment, nothing more. But those with eyes open, those who carry awareness in their bones, will wake marked. How will you know? It may show up as new habits appearing without effort, as though something inside you flipped a hidden switch. You might sense an energetic reset, a strange calm after the storm, like your life has quietly been rebooted. Or perhaps it comes as a knowing, a deep, wordless certainty that your old path no longer fits, and a new one has already begun. This is the true test of the blood moon. It is not about whether the sky turned red. It is about what shifted in you when it did. The eclipse doesn't care who watched. It only cares who was changed. And that is how you know if you were chosen. When the night ends, you cannot go back, because something in you refuses to be who you were yesterday. The fire that refuses to die. The blood moon is not a fleeting show. It is a match dropped into the fabric of your life. Tonight may look like a single moment, but the flame it lights doesn't die when the sky clears. It ripples outward, weaving through the days and weeks that follow, reshaping what you thought was permanent and tearing open the places you never dared to look. Do not be surprised when the hidden begins to crawl into the light. Secrets long buried, your own, others, even the collective illusions of this world, will be forced up like roots breaking through concrete. The eclipse does not respect silence. It drags truth from the shadows, whether you are ready or not. You may notice relationships shifting in ways you didn't expect, or pieces of your own past resurfacing like ghosts demanding to be acknowledged. Globally, events may unfold that reveal just how blind humanity has been. The ripple after the red moon does not ask permission. It moves, it unsettles, it exposes. And this is only the beginning, because what the blood moon uncovers is rarely comfortable, but it is always necessary. The sky has spoken, and its echo will not be ignored when the world pushes you forward. The blood moon doesn't just stir the sky, it stirs the order of life itself. Times of upheaval are breeding grounds for unexpected leaders. You may not think of yourself as one, but the energy of this eclipse can shove you into the spotlight, whether you asked for it or not. Suddenly, people may look to you for guidance, for strength, for answers you didn't even know you carried. This is how destiny reveals itself, not by invitation, but by demand. At the same time, synchronicities begin to multiply like stars appearing in the night. Doors swing open in places you never imagined, and paths unfold at the exact moment you're ready to walk them. You'll meet strangers who feel like old friends, stumble into opportunities that seem almost scripted, and find yourself at crossroads that feel too precise to be random. You might call it luck, but deep down you'll know better. Luck is blind. This is alignment. The blood moon shifts the gears of reality so that your steps fall in rhythm with the universe itself. And when that happens, nothing is by accident. Every encounter becomes a signpost pointing you forward. When the ground refuses to hold you, the blood moon's intensity does not arrive as a gentle teacher. It comes as a force, shaking the walls of everything built on false ground. Systems that are weak, relationships that are hollow, and illusions you've clung to like lifeboats will not survive the tide. Those who resist will feel the collapse. Those who adapt will discover wings where they once feared falling. This is not punishment, it is cleansing. The eclipse does not destroy for cruelty's sake. It removes what cannot hold the weight of who you are becoming. If you try to cling, you'll be torn apart. If you surrender, you'll be carried forward. Some of the greatest shifts will not be loud at all. They will come as a sudden surge of creativity, as if something inside you has been waiting for this exact spark to unleash itself. Or it may arrive as a mission, a conviction so sharp it slices through your excuses. For others, it will be a quiet clarity. The life you're living no longer matches the person you are growing into. The question is simple: will you break under this pressure or bend into the shape of your next self? When the veil turns to smoke. Throughout history, eclipses have been called doorways, and for good reason. These are the nights when the walls between worlds thin to paper, when shadows bend and something ancient brushes against our world. While most people will only marvel at the red glow, those who are awake may sense it, the quiet movement of presences stepping near. Guides, ancestors, protectors, watchers. They gather when thresholds open, waiting to see who will notice. These beings are not here by accident. They are drawn to moments when choice carries weight. If you meet the eclipse with distraction, you will feel nothing but silence. But if you meet it with awareness, you may feel their presence. A whisper in a dream too vivid to ignore, a thought that refuses to leave, a sudden chill in still air, or the uncanny sense that someone is standing right beside you. These are not tricks of the mind. They are signatures, calling cards from beyond, signs that the veil is thin and you are being watched, not with malice, but with expectation. Tonight, you are not alone. And whether you feel comforted or unsettled depends entirely on what you carry inside. The mirror in the shadows. The presences that step closer during the blood moon do not come to rewrite your fate. They come as mirrors. They do not interfere. They reflect. If your heart is heavy with fear, that fear will echo louder in their company. If you carry clarity, their nearness will make it blaze like fire in the dark. The eclipse amplifies your own inner frequency, and what you feel is only what was already within you. magnified beyond denial. This is why traditions across the world warn people to prepare inwardly before such nights. Because when the veil thins, the energy inside you leaks outward, and the unseen magnifies it back tenfold. The blood moon heightens everything. The entities that awaken now are vivid, charged with the raw force of vitality itself. So if you feel accompanied tonight, whether it feels comforting, unsettling, or both, pay close attention. Ask yourself not what they are, but what they are drawing out of you. That is the real message. For these watchers are not here by accident. They are not testing you with riddles. They are only handing you the mirror you've been avoiding. And under a red sky, no reflection can be ignored. The awakening after the awakening. You may believe you are awake, that you have pulled back the curtain and glimpsed the truth. But awakening is not a medal you wear. It is a road that never ends. The blood moon arrives as a reminder that every summit you've reached is only a plateau, and beyond it lies another climb. This is the second awakening, and it does not come gently. The first awakening let you see beyond the illusions of the world, the systems, the lies, the distractions. But the second awakening cuts deeper. It reveals the illusions inside your own awakening. Even the brightest light casts its own shadows. What you thought was clarity may have only been a more comfortable dream. The red eclipse ends illusions both out there and in here. It asks a cutting question. Are you truly awake, or have you only built a prettier cage for yourself? That is the blade edge of the second awakening. It strips you bare again, shattering the pride that told you the work was done. And when the blood moon shines, it burns away the certainty. What's left is raw truth. Awakening is not the end. It is the beginning, again. The flame that strips you bare. The second awakening does not flatter you. It humbles you. It demands that you admit what your pride resists, that there is still more to learn, more to feel, more to become. It does not stroke your ego. It scorches it, leaving behind raw awareness that cannot be faked. For some, it will feel like a lightning strike to the soul, a jolt so sharp it rearranges everything you thought you knew. For others, it arrives quietly, cracks appearing in the walls of your certainty, slowly widening until light pours through. But whether it comes as thunder or a whisper, it leaves a scar, a mark that cannot be erased. You may find yourself questioning truths you once defended, or reopening doors you swore were closed forever. What you thought was settled may suddenly feel unfinished, incomplete. That is because the first awakening was only a rehearsal, a practice round before the real descent into fire. And make no mistake, the second awakening does not come gently. It arrives like a storm that tears away shelter, leaving you exposed, vulnerable, but undeniably awake. In its fire, you are reborn, not as who you thought you were, but as who you truly are. The shadow that returns on the 8th day. The blood moon does not vanish with a fading glow. Its energy lingers, vibrating through time like a note that refuses to die. And its sharpest strike does not fall on the night itself. It lands on the 8th day. Why then? Because 8 has always meant more than completion. It means overflow, breaking the circle, stepping into the beyond. Think of a stone hurled into still water. The splash grabs your eye, but it's the ripples that travel outward, touching distant shores long after the stone has sunk. Tonight is the splash. The 8th day is the ripple crashing against your life. That's when doors you thought closed may suddenly open, or when endings you didn't expect arrive without warning. A revelation may blindside you, but understand this: it is not random. It is the delayed echo of the eclipse demanding you integrate its lesson. Awareness is your shield. If you know to watch, you won't be caught off guard. The 8th day is not punishment, it's the completion of the spell. The blood moon will not let you witness without change. What it began in shadow, it finishes in you. The question carved in red. The blood moon is not a gift-wrapped revelation. It does not whisper secrets into your ear or hand you a map of what's to come. Instead, it rips away the familiar, forcing you out of autopilot and demands to know, what will you do now that nothing looks the same? The red sky unsettles on purpose. It tilts the ground beneath your feet so your instincts, long buried under routine, have no choice but to wake. This is not cruelty. It is the cosmos breaking your trance. You may be tempted to cling to the old ways, praying for things to return to normal. But normal is gone, and waiting for it is like waiting for ashes to turn back into fire. Stand in the glow instead. Accept that the eclipse doesn't offer certainty, it demands courage. In its crimson mirror, your bravery is tested. Do you move when the path is stained red and the world feels hostile? Do you trust yourself when beauty and terror stand side by side? Growth never arrives wrapped in comfort. It arrives like this: strange, raw, and shaking you awake in the very moment it begins. And now, as the red glow fades from the sky, we reach the place where endings turn into beginnings. The eclipse was never just about the moon. It was about you. Before it, you lived one story. After it, a new one demands to be written. Most will think it's finished, a strange glow to post online and forget. But you will know better, because once the blood moon passes, its shadow doesn't disappear. It moves inside you, rearranging your steps, bending time, pulling signs into your path. If you notice reality feeling slightly tilted, don't dismiss it. That isn't confusion, it's confirmation. When coincidences stack, when time feels strange, when clarity comes out of nowhere, those are not glitches in the system. Those are the fingerprints of the eclipse marking you as chosen. So here's your call to anchor it. Drop the number 77 in the comments to declare your alignment. Share what shifted for you. And if this message resonated, like this video and subscribe to help carry it further. When you do, you not only signal YouTube, you signal the universe that you are awake, aware, and ready. Stay brave, stay watchful, and keep walking through the door that has already opened.